Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here for another round of the Stock Car Championship Series, live from Texas Motor Speedway. Just underway with our practice session for another 10 minutes or so, followed by 4 laps of qualifying and then 250 laps here today. 400 miles. Should be an exciting one. It was a great race last season. Produced a lot of excitement. So we can find some cars on track here. Along with Kurt Busch out here, you see also behind him, almost 3 wide. This guy's really racing in this practice session. Kyle Allison currently running 21st. Quickest overall at the moment is Joey Logano, and followed by Jeff Gordon. There is Logano. Having a great season so far, up in the top 5 in point standings. Logano now back to second as current points leader. Kyle Busch taking over the top spot. He's out here on his 5th lap of the run, so tires coming up to temperature for the 18 car. Halfway through our practice session. Very quick lap for Kyle Busch, almost 2/10 quicker than Logano. Doing really well through 1 and 2 there. Excuse me. See this track very tricky through the corners, especially with slower cars, and they just feel like they're going a lot slower than they really are. Going to check something, bear with me 1 moment. That's pretty good shots. Stick with this camera for now. See how much they're off the gas there through the corners, especially 1 and 2. There's Bobby Allison, 24th quick. He's having a really good year. Him and Cale Yarborough teammates at the top of the point standings in the team standings. See Bill Elliott looking 3 wide there in turn 1. You see racing like this all day long. A little further up, see Alan Kulwicki also having a great year. Been top 10 in points. Looking for that first win. Been quick every race. A couple teammates here with Kyle Petty, Bubba Wallace. Not too quick here, 35th and 37th right now. Drop a little further back again. Bill Elliott, 7th overall. Had a bit of bad luck this year, so hoping to turn that around today. My voice is not agreeing with me, so I do apologize for any coughing throughout the broadcast. So I was trying to figure out how they're ordering these drivers through. Must be by pit stall. Very interesting. Liked it better by number, easier to find. Bobby Allison, though, looking very quick in practice. He does have pretty fresh tires compared to those around him, but car looking good. Just about wrapped up here with warm-up. Under 4 minutes to go. See Ricky Rudd. He needs a good finish. Darrell Waltrip up ahead. Let's see who else we can find. There's your current running order. Richard Petty's moved up to 2nd. 30.368, so pretty quick lap for the King. And third quick, Joey Logano right behind. He's back out on fresh tires. See what he can put together in the last 2.5 minutes. Even Jeff Gordon right here. He's having a good session so far. Looks pretty quick. Richard Petty might be coming down pit lane this time. Joey Logano coming by with a quick lap. See if he gets held up at all with Richard Petty, but Petty does not come in. He was going low down the back stretch, though. Lap time for Logano, 30.9, so surprisingly slower. Terry Labonte and Gordon on very similar tire. Only 3 or 4 laps on these for both drivers, and Gordon was able to just get by Labonte. Not what you want to see if you're the 5 car. Let's go ahead and pop back over to our quickest in practice. Also, current points leader, Kyle Busch. See what he does in qualifying. Can he back this speed up? It looks like he probably will. Right behind Bill Elliott, who is now 8th quickest. Got Chase Elliott just behind as 6th quickest. So good to see both the Elliots running up in the top 10. That does it for our warm-up session.
That's it for the practice.
Qualifying. So Kyle was at 20 laps on that run. Really trying to get a good idea of how his tires will be towards the end. See if we can find out what our pit windows are looking like. As Kyle Busch takes to the track. So last year when we were here in October, it's a different time of the year for this track, Kyle Busch did sit on pole with Bobby Allison actually winning the race. Pit window was about 38 to 45 laps. Current track temp is 97 degrees, 4 p.m. qualifying time. Lap 1 about to be in the books for the 18. Not a good lap for Kyle Busch. However, Joey Logano to the top. Let's see if we can find the 22 here. Okay. We'll check with Bobby Allison instead. Bobby Allison to the top. 29.851 ahead of Dale Earnhardt Sr. with an 8.61. This is lap 3 of 4. Do they continue to go quicker? Wow, Jimmie Johnson currently 22nd. Not a good lap for him. Cross the line. Bobby Allison does not go faster, but Dale Earnhardt Sr. does to the top. Last week's pole sitter. Gonna make it back to back. Off of turn 4. Earnhardt Sr. crossing the line. 4th lap. Does not go quicker, but neither does anyone else. So Dale Earnhardt Sr. on pole here at Texas. Great job for the 3 team. Bobby Allison 2nd, Denny Hamlin 3rd, David Pearson 4th, Joey Logano 5th, and your points leader, Kyle Busch, will be 6th. Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott, Jeff Gordon, and Richard Petty, your top 10. See if we can find some names at the back, like Truex and Kenseth Larson, Bobby Labonte, Keselowski. These guys are going to need to come up through the field from pretty deep. Go ahead and jump to our race session now, which again, 250 laps, 400 miles.
Started gridding, 4 minutes 55 seconds before lights out.
Do a quick run through the field. See where your favorite driver is starting. And we'll get this green flag underway. So there's your front row. Dale Earnhardt and Bobby Allison. Again, followed by Denny Hamlin and David Pearson. Logano, Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, and Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott quick in practice. There's Gordon and Richard Petty. A lot of these guys were able to back up their practice times. Got the Napa row here. Napa know-how. Napa row-how. Very good starting position for Michael Waltrip ahead of Darrell Waltrip there. Kyle Petty up pretty far in the field. That's good to see for the mellow yellow 42. Mark Martin mired a bit back further than he'd like to be, and there's Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch. We mentioned a few big names, Larson, Labonte, Kenseth, even got Truex back here at the back of the pack. Have a lot of work to do. In our final row, Bubba Wallace and Jeff Burton.
This should be a 6-stopper with earliest pit on lap 28. Grid time's up. Pace car about to go. Let's roll.
All right, field's just about to roll off. We have one pace lap and straight to the green flag. Everyone gets away cleanly here off pit lane. Earnhardt Sr. paces the field with last year's winner Bobby Allison on the outside of row 1. What's going to happen down into turn 1? Can Earnhardt maintain his lead? Or could we see Bobby Allison roll the high side with that momentum and Earnhardt maybe even lose a few spots from pole?
Get ready.
Pace car is
Pace
off.
car is in pit lane.
And green flag is out. Earnhardt Sr. pulling away. Takes the field through the quad oval. Good start for the 3 car. Not having to worry about any challenge on the outside. Can Hamlin clear Bobby Allison through turn 1 and 2? Looks like he will. Allison really far up the track. That's going to get a lot of momentum down the backstretch. Almost contact into 3. David Pearson sideways in front of Kyle Busch. Tense moment there. Terry Labonte capitalizing, gaining a few spots. So is Richard Petty. Sides down into turn 1. Bobby Allison way up the track. Losing a lot of spots. A lot of cars losing time early. Go through the field once things settle down, but in the meantime, just try to keep up with the action while we can. Kyle Busch through the middle. Looking through wide, through the quad oval, can't do it, but David Pearson gonna drop back. Starting to single file out a bit up front. Michael Waltrip to the outside of Kyle Busch. Very chaotic in the back half of the field. See guys like Michael Waltrip and Terry Labonte having great runs early on, up in the top 10. There is Terry Labonte in 5th. Top 5 currently Dale Earnhardt Sr. with the fastest lap of a 29.840. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Tony Stewart, and Terry Labonte. Bobby Allison dropped back to 8th on that start. Kyle Busch looking to make it past Bobby Allison on the inside. Should have him through 1 and 2. Cale Yarborough having a good run early on. So is Jimmie Johnson right behind these two. Start a bit further back. Great shot of the field. Still very fanned out through the field, through the back of the pack. See if we can find number 5 car. That's who I'm looking for. Kyle Larson. Let's go on board. We go through turn 1 and 2, right behind Clint Boyer. You got Harry Gant to the inside. Just nothing but a wall of cars. Even if you get by these two, there's nowhere to really go. See, still back in 34th. It's going to be a long day, I think, for these guys. Passing is a premium, and drafting is going to keep a lot of cars in contention. Bobby Labonte back here also in 37, just to the inside now of Kyle Larson. This is basically a battle for don't be last place, as Larson's about to be last place as we cross the start-finish line and begin lap 9. Like a bit of contact there just as we were switching the camera back for Mark Martin. They almost made contact on the exit. Bobby Labonte and Mark Martin. Wow. I think you're watching the battle for 39th, but let's go back to the front of the field. See Hamlin keeping pace with the lead. Back here, Tony Stewart looking to get by. I know Terry Labonte looks like he's trying to get by is what's actually happening. Not going to be able to make it that high up, though. Lose a spot to Richard Petty. Drop Labonte back to 6th. Let's take a look at the field as they come through turns 1 and down the front stretch into turn 1. We'll stick with this shot while the leaders come back around. Give you an idea how far spaced out the field is so far as we are now 10 laps in, completing lap 11. See the different lines these guys take through 1 and 2. Oh, side by side for 5th again. And Terry Labonte getting back by Richard Petty. Jeff Gordon, 8/10 off that battle. You got Bobby Allison in 8. Kyle Busch and Jimmie Johnson. That's your top 10. Real good racing here. Right on the bubble of the top 10. Great shot from above. Jimmie Johnson trying the high side. Gets a little loose and has to check up. David Pearson through the middle. Nice move for the 17 car. It's coming up on Cale Yarborough, looking real quick. And going to make that pass into turn 1. Move Pearson up to the top 10. Very fast lap there for Pearson. 31.0. Everyone else around him about 3 or 4 tenths slower. Now a battle forms for 7th. This is Bobby Allison kind of refining his footing. Right behind the 12 car off of turn 2. Good run for Gordon off of 4. Closing that gap. Oh, look at the hands of Jeff Gordon. They're off of 4, all over the wheel. Those bright neon gloves going to work. And gives Bobby Allison a little breathing room into turn 1. Up front, everything remains the same. Very calm, single file. Earnhardt Sr, Hamlin, Logano, your top 3. Field is spread out by just under 15 seconds. Larson remains tail end of the field. And Terry Labonte actually up to 4th, getting by Tony Stewart. Now setting his sights on Joey Logano. Home track for Terry Labonte. Looking for a good result here as he's pretty low down the standings and wants to show he belongs at the front of this field. Great shot as everyone gets past the start-finish line. Lap 20 now. Side by side for 8th, or 7th, I saw. Bobby Allison holding off Gordon on the outside. Haven't seen that much yet. It could be the tires crossing over now. Highline a bit more of an advantage later in the run. Take a look back now from Bobby Allison to Gordon. So see Kyle Busch and Pearson in the background. It's going to be 9th and 10th. Bit of a high line for Allison through 3. A lot of lifting. But seems to be par for the course through the field here. Drop back to Jimmie Johnson. He's right behind Val with Kyle Busch and Pearson. It's got Earnhardt Jr. and Alan Kulwicki battling for 15th. Dale Jarrett, Darrell Waltrip. Michael Waltrip's dropped back a bit here at the start of the race. He had a great starting position, but still holding on to around 20th. Probably not what he had hoped. He'd like to have been up there with Terry Labonte. There's another battle for 12th between Cale Yarborough and Bill Elliott into turn 1. How does the high line work for the 9 car? On exit, it works very well. Looks like Bill Elliott might be able to hold this position off into turn 3. Jimmie Johnson coming up on Kyle Busch for 10th. It's a big pass. That's your points leader. Can Kyle Busch run the high line? Doesn't look like it. Oh, proves me wrong. Comes back around. Yeah, I see Terry Labonte and Joey Logano trying to figure things out for third, and Terry Labonte appears to be quicker. Labonte using that high line, lost a little bit of time though. Didn't have the grip he wanted on entry and lost quite a few car lengths, but seems to be gaining it back pretty quickly through 3 and 4. Up ahead, you got Hamlin and Earnhardt Sr. Earnhardt Sr. just barely out of the picture now. You see him down the back straightaway. 0.3 now in the gap to Logano. As Terry Labonte's cleared up that mistake and closing right back up on the 22. See, very sideways through 3 and 4. Yeah, Logano struggling for grip. Check up from Labonte though, didn't want to get stuck on the outside, and I'm not sure if Hamlin's pitting, but he was going low. And he's coming in. So our first stop, lap 28. I think that's early. Bit surprised by that. So now the gap to Earnhardt, about 3 seconds. No one else pitting in the top 3. Top 5. Hamlin out of pit lane. Regular pit stop. See how it plays out for him. He's got fresh grip now, fresh tires with that extra grip. Here comes Pearson down the backstretch looking for a run on Stewart into turn 3. He'll get that position. Richard Petty looking to follow suit. Yeah, Stewart losing 2 spots there through 3 and 4. Great looking car for Pearson, running the Ghost. Terry Labonte's backed off Logano a bit, maybe burnt his tires up trying to make the pass. Here comes Denny Hamlin in the background. He's going to get by these two really quick. See, they're running 31.6. Hamlin ran a second quicker. Greg Biffle, he made his stop. Whoa, wow. Really see the speed difference there. Yeah, Greg Biffle, he's made his stop. Maybe he can make up a few positions. That's what he's hoping for. Richard Petty down pit lane. I think the tires actually becoming more of an issue than the fuel, so very interesting to take note of. A lot of cars pitting now. Even Earnhardt Sr. Leader is in. Down on pit lane, you also got Kyle Busch just in the background. See Hamlin getting by Terry Labonte now, getting his lap back. And Earnhardt leaving pit lane as Hamlin gets by for what will be the net lead when pits cycle through. Terry Labonte leads. David Pearson, Tony Stewart. That's your top three. Still yet to pit. You see Joey Logano exiting. Shot back at Earnhardt Sr. flying down here into turn 3. Front valence almost scraping the track, just perfectly close to where it needs to be. Cutting off that airflow, and from the blimp cam you see Earnhardt Sr.
Track temperature dropped to 94 degrees in the last 21 minutes 44 seconds.
4/10 quicker than Hamlin that lap. Off turn 4, Hamlin now almost like a sitting duck at this point. We'll stay on board. You see Pearson exiting pit lane. But at 4/10 a lap, he's going to be there within the next lap. Still got about half the field out on track yet to pit. Seeing if they can stretch this fuel tank as far as possible. Now to the rear bumper of the 11 FedEx Toyota. Earnhardt Sr. finding the outside in that good wrench Chevy. Stays in the tracks of Hamlin for that lap, but really closes this time in 1 and 2. And I think that's where all the time's really being made up now. I look back from Hamlin at Earnhardt Sr. as they approach Clint Boyer. It's got Bubba Wallace, a few other guys. I think we might have had some. Oh, everyone's just finally getting their pit stops. I thought maybe we had some penalties, but it looks like everyone's okay. Earnhardt Sr. really high this time. He's going to make it off of turn 2. So Earnhardt Sr. to the front once Kyle Petty, Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Neil Bonnet, and Ricky Rudd pit. And now all that's left actually is Kyle Petty. And that will complete the first round of stops. Very interesting how this all played out. Very spread out from when people decided to start pitting. Great lap times being put in by the number 3 car, though. Out front yet again. Kyle Petty down pit lane. Hamlin second, Logano third. All right, here's we get the camera readjusted. Oh, side by side. We're up to that. That is Gordon and Bobby Allison. David Pearson here too, at very fresh tires, freshest of, actually Terry Labonte has the freshest of these 4. We should see the 17 and the 5 get by pretty quick. Off turn 2, Terry Labonte with a good run on the high line. Gordon dropping back. Bobby Allison up to 5th now, trying to get back up in to where he was when he started this race on the outside of the front row. Again, last year's winner, looking to repeat. It's got a good run on Richard Petty. Petty seems to be struggling, even in 3 and 4, so not good for the King. Third place again here. Joey Logano. We got Denny Hamlin and Earnhardt Sr. Ahead you see Ricky Rudd, Neil Bonnet, Clint Boyer. So the last car is on the lead lap. Nobody a lap down. They are 2 seconds up the road from our leader. Hearing reports, though, of debris off of turn 2. So I'm not sure if anyone had something in their pit stop. Understand it is a pit equipment left in turn 2, so it must have fallen off someone's car. And a caution will be coming out for this debris. Can see it there on the inside of turn 2. Yellow flag is out. Just as Logano was about to get by. You know, you hated to see that caution. But that is our first yellow of the race.
Pace car out now.
For debris.
60 seconds up till the pace car.
Sun beginning to set a bit more, cast a bit longer shadows here in 1 and 2. Make sure we don't have any penalties at the moment. Yeah, 3 cars looked very strong here today, though. Now, do you take tires at this point? About halfway through the run for a few of these guys. Maybe at least a third of the way through. Cars sound like they're spitting down the backstretch.
We got 3 seconds to the pace car.
Track temp continues to drop as you see the cloud cover and the sun setting.
Pace car is 18 seconds ahead.
Now, who decides pit lane? None of the top 10. First to come down is going to be Darrell Waltrip. A little further back, Mark Martin, Bobby Labonte, Harry Gant, Jeff Burton, Kyle Petty, Ernie Irvin, Kurt Busch, Larson. All right, so if you're at the back of the field, this could have worked out really well for you. Puts us right about the 1/5 mark of this race. Probably go green right at lap 50. Interesting to see what happens to Denny Hamlin on this restart. As remember, the outside of the front row for Bobby Allison did not work out well. He fell back to at least 10th, maybe even as far back as 12th at one point. Check with Terry Labonte. Terry 11 laps on his tires. Denny Hamlin 19.
5 seconds till the pace car.
Actually, even Tony Stewart only has 9 laps. So Tony Stewart looking real
pace
good
car
on this
20
restart.
seconds ahead.
And Terry Labonte too. And we keep an eye on basically everyone. Darrell Waltrip on back. Everybody's still on the lead lap here. We're just about to get to lap traffic, I think, in the next run, but Yellow flag saved the tail end of the field. Haven't even seen much contact out there so far. Everyone's been keeping it pretty clean. We had a little bit of contact with Mark Martin at one point up into turn 1. Bit of a checkup, and cars just ended up in the same spot at the same time. Let's take a look real quick here while we have just a quick moment. Look at that, Richard Petty up 6 spots, 10th to 4th. Good job for him. I thought he was started pretty far back. All right. Field coming through 3 and 4.
Pace car 5 seconds away. Focus now. We got 19 seconds till pace car.
Off turn
Pace
4.
car in pit
Pace
lane.
car is in. Back green flag racing. Earnhardt Sr. leads the field down into turn 1. Another good jump for the 3. Is it enough now for Hamlin to keep his spot on the outside in turns 1 and 2? Goes way high. That's exactly what happened to Bobby Allison, actually. And Bobby Allison now to the inside saying, wow. Nice to be on the other side of that. Everyone's sprawled out through 3 and 4. Across the start-finish line. Great shot here as everyone takes about 10 different lines through 1 and 2. I think someone got the wall back there. Couldn't tell who it was, but pure chaos back here. Good Jeff Gordon, Darrell Waltrip. Darrell Waltrip on the fresh tires. That's what's creating all this madness. Already up to 18th for the 17. Got Mark Martin down there too. Some dangerous cars to have fresh tires, I tell you. Up front, Earnhardt continues to lead. Logano second, Bobby Allison third. Kyle Petty gets by Mark Martin. Oh, Jeff Burton might have got the wall. Yeah, 99's in trouble. Let's take a look what happened here. Goes off into 1 and 2. Huge run on the outside. Ernie Irvin coming up. Oh, contact slams him into the wall. And down pit lane. Tough break for the 99. Now on board with Joey Logano. Sitting second behind Earnhardt Sr. Ran about a 10th quicker than, maybe almost 2 tenths than Earnhardt that time by. Really good off of turn 4. He's got a huge run again. Joey Logano closing the gap. Could see our first battle for the lead here today. Oh, Tony Stewart's up in the wall.
Stewart needs to pit for repairs.
check back over here on Tony Stewart. That was a huge contact. This is going to bring out the yellow.
The yellow flag is out.
Is that his teammate? It was. Whoa, wow. And the car just would not turn into 3. Tough
Pace
break for
car
the
left
20.
pit. You have 1 minute 1 second till pace car.
So we had Jeff Burton and Tony Stewart both get some pretty significant damage. A lot of debris down the back stretch. Had to get the caution out. Lap 58. Now, I imagine we will see a few more cars take to pit lane.
There's 3 seconds until the pace car. We got 18 seconds before pace car.
So yeah, you see all the leaders coming down. That's Earnhardt, Logano, Bobby Allison, Labonte, and Pearson first to stay out. Clint Boyer. Then you got Bubba Wallace, Bobby Labonte. Even those that pit the last time are coming back down, except for Clint Boyer, Bubba Wallace, Bobby Labonte, and Kyle Larson. Very interesting call. I'm not sure I fully agree, but we're about to find out how it works for those guys. See the race off pit lane. Nice stop for Terry Labonte. He's going to pick up a spot. Kurt Busch, he may have been fuel only. Wow. Very interesting calls being made all throughout the field. Jeff Gordon now way back. I don't know what happened. He had damage. Greg Biffle looks like he's got some damage. Oh my.
We have 4 seconds until the pace car.
The 24 car. I don't see any damage.
19 seconds to the pace car.
Wow. We are back up front now. See if we can find Tony Stewart. Is he still on pit lane? Indeed he is. Clint Boyer will now lead the field. 12 laps on these tires with Bubba Wallace, Bobby Labonte, and Kyle Larson. From there on back, everyone else pit. You had Dale Earnhardt and Joey Logano on the third row. Logano was just about to pass Earnhardt when that caution flew. And Jeff Burton back on the track after repairing his damage. 4 laps down. Tony Stewart right now 2 laps down.
Pace car is 5 seconds forward. Get ready to race.
All right, field making their way off turn 4. Pace car about to pull in again.
Pace car in.
And accelerated away. Clint Boyer takes the green flag for the restart. Good jump clear out front. Bobby Labonte, Bubba Wallace battle it out into turn 1. Bubba Wallace goes very high up the track as Earnhardt Sr. and Terry Labonte clearing 2 of those cars already that had the older tires. Earnhardt looking for the lead into turn 3. Turn 4. And Earnhardt to the inside of Bowyer in 1 and 2. Looks like he's there down the backstretch. Bowyer with the momentum.
Track temp down by 7 degrees in the last 20 minutes 12 seconds.
Terry Labonte had to go up too high and lose him a few positions. He was right there in 3rd. Now he's going to fall back to about 5th. Looking to the high side now. Clint Bowyer doing a great job defending. Got the Intimidator right on his rear bumper for the lead. Here at Texas. For the lead into turn 1. There goes Earnhardt, Kurt Busch off turn 2. Kurt Busch really putting a lot of pressure on the 3 car. Track temps continue to drop. We're down to 87 degrees now. Kurt Busch looking quick. And Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, they had damage. Kenseth and Edwards 1 lap down. That's for the lucky dog now, 2 teammates. Richard Petty, Bobby Allison, David Pearson, Chase Elliott, these guys going at it right now off of turn 4. Denny Hamlin a little further back, trying to break back into the top 10, get by Rusty Wallace. Bobby Allison, I thought he was going out to the wall there, got pushed up a little wide, 3 wide, and wasn't expecting it. Close quarters here off of turn 2. Hamlin getting as close to Rusty as he could on corner entry and going to make that pass stick as Rusty loses 3 or 4 spots in 1 foul swoop. Hamlin goes wide, giving Bill Elliott a lead. See Tony Stewart, he's got fresh tires. Points leader Kyle Busch right there in 12th. He's trying to get back to the front. Field was really shaken up during the last 20 laps or so. And Richard Petty outside of Pearson now off of turn 2. That's going to be for 7th place. Doesn't look like he'll be able to clear him though down into 3. On board with Earnhardt Sr. Kurt Busch looking really quick. Had a great pit stop. I'm not sure if he just took fuel or must have taken tires too to be keeping pace with the leader. As up ahead, I'm seeing Kyle Petty also just exiting pit lane, multiple laps down. Had some skirmishes in the back that we haven't picked up on during our race feed, but we'll definitely take a look at after the race is over, any incidents we had. And we've got a couple battles just pairing off here. Battle for the lead, battle for third, battle for fifth. Cale Labonte really giving Logano a mirror full through 1 and 2. Logano has no choice but to go up the track a bit. Oh, and for the lead, we missed it there in 1 and 2. Kurt Busch, first lead change of this race. Had other laps led, but it's gonna be the first pass for the lead here on lap 73. Kurt Busch to the front. Looks really quick. Chase Elliott up to 5th. Here's Kenseth, Carl Edwards. Chase Elliott, he's looking real fast right now. I think he might be the fastest of the top 5. Let's go pop in with the 9. Earnhardt, though, looking back to the outside. Has to check up a bit off of 4. So I think Chase Elliott and Earnhardt are the 2 to watch right now in the top 5. Obviously, your leader, Kurt Busch. Run for the 3 through the middle of 3 and 4. And now Earnhardt not giving up on the position, looking high. I think he might be able to get there soon, just got to stay patient. Terry Labonte has cleared Logano and now dropped him back to the waiting arms of Chase Elliott. Yeah, Chase, he's going to look for 4th here pretty quick. Best speed we've seen out of Chase, maybe in his entire Stock Car Championship Series career. Very good run for this guy. Almost has him into 3. Can't quite get there, though. And you look at Clint Bowyer, he did not pit, if you remember, and this has really paid off for him. And let's see who else didn't pit. I know we had Bobby Labonte. And here he is, 13th. I mean, Bobby was way far back. Didn't work out as well for him as it did for Clint Bowyer. Still doing very well and respectable. Picked up a lot of positions and probably turn this into a good finish by the time it's all said and done. Just about a third of the way through this race now. shot looking back at Kyle Busch from Bobby Labonte's on board. Up ahead here, three-car battle for 10th. Got Rusty Wallace, David Pearson, Denny Hamlin. Action really picking up here for about 8th to 15th. Cloud cover really setting in, but the track temp in return actually getting a little warmer, so I'm surprised by that. Bobby Allison having a great run, back up into the 8th spot. Richard Petty 7th. It's the battle for the lead. Really heating up. 4-car battle now. Make it 5. Chase Elliott's there too. Michael Waltrip's dropped back to 32nd. Darrell Waltrip 34th. 35 cars on the lead lap. Kenseth and Carl Edwards with their pit stops. We're not too sure what they were for. And Jeff Burton, Kyle Petty, Tony Stewart, and trying to see there. One other driver. Quite a few issues as well. And Tony Stewart. And pulling back away a bit is Earnhardt Sr. Can go back. Battle for 4th. Logano is going to lose this spot to Chase Elliott. Still driving real hard here for 6th, 7th through 10th. And Chase get it done here into 3. Logano's tires holding up pretty strong on the outside. Able to hold off Chase Elliott. So, seeing that point in the run where the tires working to the advantage of the drivers on the high line. Terry Labonte looking high now on Kurt Busch. This would be for 2nd. And it looks like Terry's going to get there. Now, can he pull it off? No, you have to be a bit further along, I think. It's going to get some good momentum off 4. Great shot of these 2 cars going through 1 and 2. All right, Terry's real close now as he's coming up on Kurt Busch's rear spoiler into 1. Decides to stay in his tracks and maybe try to get high off of turn 2. Similar to what he did the few laps ago, but not enough momentum. Best to just check back in line, which he does. Meanwhile, the gap to Earnhardt Sr. continues about half a second, and a few cars beginning to pit. Some early stops already taking place. Terry's got a good shot there, but nope, had to lift again. Big lift for the 5 off of 4. It's going to allow Logano to even close up. Terry Labonte doing a great job on the inside, keeping Logano at bay. Seen a battle for 6. Bobby Allison, Richard Petty, Sue Wallace even getting in there. So here's Clint Boyer on fresh tires. He's coming around in the lead car, is now trying to get his lap back. The first of the cars that have pitted. Bobby Labonte, then Bubba Wallace. Clint Boyer looking for a way by. Gonna go the middle, Tony Stewart and Pearson, and complete that off of turn 2. Terry Labonte back to the rear bumper of Kurt Busch again. Loses a ton of time on entry. Logano's got the preferred line into turn 3. Should be able to clear Labonte, and yep, he does. See, the marbles starting to form on the outside as well. So good pass by Logano. That will move him up to 3rd. And looking back from Earnhardt Sr., you see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Terry Labonte, and then Chase Elliott about a second or 2 back. Earnhardt just dominating here today at Texas. Been out front for pretty much the entire run. He's looking at pit lane though. See the 3 car dipping low. Logano, Terry Labonte also come down. Bobby Allison, Richard Petty. Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, they're looking. Denny Hamlin, see what happens here. Hamlin comes in. Clint Boyer is the one saying now he's got the fresh tires. Wow, and there goes the leaders. Clint Boyer is now technically out front of the lead, as is Bobby Labonte. So Dale Earnhardt, he's made his stop. Kurt Busch looks like he's left pit road. Or no, he's entering pit road. Kurt Busch out front by about a second right now on Earnhardt Sr. Great stop for the 97 team, and they are out front by a decent margin. Very well done. And so a 30.2 that time by for Kurt Busch. Closing up on Quint Boyer and making the pass on the outside. And that will put Kurt Busch back to the lead. See how long Quint Boyer can hold on for. He's got about 10 miles older tires. Same goes for Bobby Labonte, currently running fourth. I think it's a great call. Really vault yourself up into the top of the field. Important lap time's about to come in. We have 30.2. And 30.1. Kurt Busch with maybe the call of the race. Oh, look at that. Terry Labonte going by Logano into 3. Bobby Labonte watches on from 6th. Chase Elliott, Bobby Allison. We've got Kyle Larson here up into 9th, and then Mark Martin. That would be your top 10. Looking back from Terry Labonte at Logano, closing up now on Boyer. That will be for 3rd. Full second a lap quicker than the 07. And to the outside, there goes the 5. That's going to be for 3rd. And see up the track. Earnhardt Sr. and then Kurt Busch. Thinks better of this out, maybe a bit too much. And Terry Labonte, Joey Logano, they move on by. Chase Elliott, now he's looking for 5th. field coming down the backstretch. You see your top 5 running through. Back a little further, here's your top 10. Taking a look here, I see, look at that, Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson. Huge losses on the day. And Richard Petty, it's like he's got damage. Oh, right there. Wow. And Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon are running in danger of going a lap down. Davey Allison, Dale Jarrett. Kyle Busch is back in 18th spot. I don't know what happened to a few of these guys. Terrible time to have a bad stop. Pass to the outside by Pearson. Looks like he might get that complete. 2. Harry Gant having an incredible run up in 14th. Almost halfway through this one. Been a great race so far. Earnhardt Sr. leading much of the first half. Kurt Busch taking the lead just about 10-20 laps ago after a round of pit stops that favored the 97. Oh, looking 3 wide into turn 1. Six cars all right here. Cale Yarborough, Rusty Wallace, Kulwicki, Pearson, Kyle Busch. Even got Keselowski and Biffle or Martin Truex just off the back of the screen here. Great battle for about 15th place on track. This guy's giving it everything they have. Ooh, Kyle Busch split in the middle. Pearson looking the high side on Harry Gant. Kyle Busch trying to follow through. See if they can track down Bubba Wallace just ahead. Great racing though right here. This is what this track is all about. Harry Gant just trying to hold on at this point. Just a little bit older tires, but it does make a difference. Oh, contact there. They made it through. Kulwicki and Cale. things just tightened up off of 2, and Kulwicki did not lift enough and almost took out the 28. Good save. That does move Cale and Kulwicki up to 15th and 16th, getting by Harry Gant. Up ahead, got Pearson going by Bubba Wallace. That's for 13th. For 12th, I should say. Clint Boyer coming out after his stop. Only 29 laps on that run for Boyer. Very interesting. Bubba Wallace continues to go around, as does Larson. But it might be the crossover point. Alright, so Boyer with fresh tires, trying to find his easiest way through the field, path of least resistance, and maybe get his lap back and take the lead back even by the time Kurt Busch and Dale Earnhardt pit. Let's go back to the lead. See Richard Petty back out on track for his repairs. He is now 7 laps back. Oh, nice move by Petty. Gets there into 1. Does not allow Kurt Busch to hold off the position any longer, and that's going to be another lap back for the 43. Top 5 separated by less than 2.5 seconds, about a half-second gap between each car. And beginning lap 125, across the line. Kurt Busch, Earnhardt Sr, Joey Logano, Terry Labonte, Chase Elliott. That's your top 5. All these guys having a great run so far. Different strategies playing out. Just kind of waiting for the next stop now and see how things shake out again. And Bobby Allison, Denny Hamlin, Bobby Labonte, who had a pretty poor qualifying run. Mark Martin as well. Bill Elliott, that's your top 10 with Kyle Larson in 11. These guys did not have good qualifying runs, but have been able to work the undercut to their advantage and place them up higher than they otherwise may have been. Earnhardt still at the quickest lap of the day at 29.840. I'm not sure that speed will be eclipsed, just with the track really wearing in. Temps are dropping though, but that was a hell of a lap by the 3 car. Race continues at the front. Gap remains about a couple tenths, 3 tenths at the moment. Crossing the line, beginning lap 129. Just a little further back, we're seeing a battle for third. Terry Labonte's find his way around Logano and gonna complete that pass. Try to track down the lead. Even Chase Elliott clear into 4, or into 3. So that's a big deal. To the front. It's tightened up again. We got a lap car in the middle. The 30th place, Ernie Irvin. Oh, look at the high side. Get some momentum for the 3 car. Kurt Busch, look at the inside on the turn 3. Looks like he might be there. Irvin gives the room. Terry Labonte, he sees his opportunity at the top 6 on that shot. Plus 1 lap down car. Jeff Burton up ahead about 2 seconds. Next car on the lead lap would be Jimmie Johnson. Let's take a look at the 48. And there he is, running behind Michael Waltrip. Looks like Gordon was able to get away. Yeah, he's up to 23rd, so good for him. We're back here though to... There's the lead of the race. Kurt Busch, Earnhardt Sr. Terry Labonte clear the traffic. That'll make it 3 cars clear now. Next one will be Jeff Burton in a couple laps time. He is actually now pitting, so not much traffic for the foreseeable future. .3s for the top 3. And pit stop should begin any time now for these drivers. A lot of guys actually already taking that. Kenny Schrader, I think we also saw Harry Gant on the apron. Oh, and there goes Earnhardt and Terry Labonte. Down pit lane simultaneously. Yep, there's the sign. It looks like Kurt Busch, he's making his way. Let's see where Earnhardt Sr. and Terry Labonte come out. There's Biffle leaving his box. Down and away. All right, off pit exit. Earnhardt Sr. Clint Boyer in the background. He's in third. So Boyer did not regain the lead after that round as he did the first time. So cautions definitely come into factor when trying to pull off that strategy. But there he is. Wow, what a pass for the lead. What a job by Earnhardt Sr. to get back to the front. Did what he had to do. Let's take a look here. Look at all the cars coming off turn 2. You see Earnhardt getting by Michael Waltrip. Actually, I believe he's catching Earnhardt. The teammates there, not going to be much of a fight, you wouldn't think. Great shot of the drivers exiting turn 4 now down the front stretch with Dale Sr. on board, looking to put Jeff Burton in another lap down. Just having a rough day with the damage he experienced getting into the wall. See Terry Labonte, Kurt Busch, and Logano in the background. Everyone's pit cycle is complete. Those are in trouble here for the day. Kyle Petty, Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, and Richard Petty. You guys have really suffered a lot of damage throughout this race. We are closing up on 100 to go. And top 4 within about 2 seconds of each other. And closing. See Earnhardt going to the high side. He's going to get by Burton finally. Tony Stewart with Terry Labonte with a huge run into turn 3 and bring Kurt Busch with him. And now the top 3 all right there, not nose to tail, but in a line. Can Terry Labonte continue to close that gap and get to the rear spoiler of the 3 car? You know the 97 can do it. 5 car looks quick too. Kurt Busch with a good run off of 4. He might get to the outside here in 1 and 2. Could be danger for Terry. Just not enough alongside. He's going to get a nice run off of 2, but way far back. See the gap down the back stretch between the 5 and the 97. And just up ahead, there's the 3 car of Dale Earnhardt. Riding in the wake of his teammate Michael Waltrip, running 33rd. Bit fresher tires, but not able to pull away as easily. There goes Earnhardt. See, as the field goes by here in turn 3. What a rough turnaround for Kyle Busch. He had a good run going. David Pearson, some of these guys, I'm not sure really what happened that caused them to go so far back. Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson, great examples. Labonte focused ahead on Earnhardt. Running the same lap times, just 1.8 back. Oh, now Dale Earnhardt is caught to Waltrip and cannot wait any longer. Be 100 laps to go this time by. Getting to the bumper again. There's a lot of speed going into turn 1. Goes to the middle, not the highest lane, and he is going to complete that pass off of turn 2. Nicely done by the 3 car. Earnhardt remains in the lead. It's definitely led more than half the laps. No one's really had an answer for him here in Texas. Not even the Fort Worth native, Terry Labonte. To the high side, Kurt Busch. Cuts back low for entry into 3, but I don't think he's going to be close enough alongside. He is. Terry with a big lift. Really struggling with the wheel there. Looking back to the outside himself, but does not have the momentum. Kurt Busch back to second. See if he can track down our leader, who's now built a 1-second gap. Great on board there, looking back at Terry Labonte. Now from the front, you can see the gap to Michael Waltrip and then the current leader, Earnhardt Sr. Coasting it down off into turn 1. Not using nearly as much throttle or brake as you try to just survive 1 and 2 and then reset yourself for 3 and 4. Terry, though, not making it easy on Kurt Busch. He thought maybe Kurt had more pace and they could track down Waltrip, but that's not the case. 31 cars remain on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is Neil Bonnet. up ahead of Bonnet is Jimmie Johnson. Got Dale Earnhardt Sr., Terry Labonte, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott. That's your top 5, separated by less than 3 seconds. You go 1.5 seconds back to Bobby Allison, and then another 4 seconds before you find Denny Hamlin, Mark Martin, Cale Yarborough, Bill Elliott, and Kyle Larson. Brad Keselowski, Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, and Kyle Busch is your top 15. Ooh, Kyle Larson did just hit pit lane. And seems a bit early. There he is. Lap 27. Down on a wave, 5 car back on track. See how it pays off. Meanwhile, Earnhardt Sr. continues his lead up front. Very comfortable at the moment. He's got a gap of over 1 second behind him and in front of him. One of the best spots to be in as a leader. Oh, Clint Bowyer with a stop. He's coming out here right with Earnhardt. Go outside, Clint Bowyer. This is gonna slow the 3 car down, so I almost consider letting him by and using him as a drafting partner. Oh, off him with a dog leg. Thought I saw 2 cars go up to the wall, but mind playing tricks on these. Terry Labonte sits in 3rd, Logano 4th, and Chase Elliott 5th. Behind him is Richard Petty, who is not 6th, he is actually 40th, dead last on the track after damage entering turn 1. See the gaps. Closing up here on Terry. And look at Earnhardt. He is in a big mess with Ricky Rudd and Bonnet. Not where he wants to be at all. Jimmie Johnson, next car ahead. See if the 97 can get closer here in 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Logano and Labonte battling hard for 3rd place. Interesting to see how this all plays out in the closing laps here at Texas. Still got a couple pit stops to be made. Potentially could see a caution thrown into the mix as well as, oh my, Earnhardt is by Jimmie Johnson. Huge moment there for the points. It's Jimmie Johnson going a lap down, and it's like Ken Schrader will go a lap down too, which will then not even provide the opportunity for Jimmie to be the lucky dog candidate. In fact, he's lost a spot to Ricky Rudd. And wow. Jimmie Johnson does sit 28th, however, 1 lap down now. Doing what he can to be the last car on the first car on the lead lap down, so he can get the lucky dog. So Jimmie Johnson and Ricky Rudd a lap down. Looks like Jimmie's trying to get to the outside. Can't quite do it though. Kurt Busch sits in second. Not much of a challenge coming from behind, as third place Terry Labonte has not even got to the lap traffic and has Chase Elliott all over his rear bumper. The battle for third. A lot of points between third and fourth, so you do want to make sure you can try to get that podium when you can. Point structure as follows is 70 points for first, 55 points for second, 45 for third, 40 points for fourth, 39 for fifth, at 1 point down, so on for the rest of the field. You get 2 points for pole position, 1 point for fastest lap, 5 points for the most laps led, 4 for the second most, 3 for the third most, 2 for the fourth most, and 1 point for every lap led after that. And including 4 double points races in the Twin Checker Challenge. First one being at Indianapolis in a few weeks. Not too far away. And it looks like I saw one of the Budweiser cars hitting pit lane. Tony Stewart. Alright, calling Terry Labonte Tony Stewart, I feel. Tony Stewart's a little further back. They're trying to get by Logano, but Terry Labonte looking at Michael Waltrip. Ahead, you got Kurt Busch. He's finally going to get by Ricky Rudd, maybe? Look at Richard Petty shoot the middle. Almost sends Kurt Busch up the track. Off 2. Gets tight. Yeah, Kurt just can't quite get there. Less than 80 to go. Thought Kurt almost got the wall in entry. Yeah, pit stop should be occurring again here momentarily for most everybody on track. Let's keep an eye on the leader. Jimmie Johnson still first car a lap down, so he's been doing a good job with that. 1.8 to the next car. It's exactly where you want to be if you're Jimmie Johnson. Well, except not a lap down. But you don't want him to get away because you need to get your lap back if and when you can. Here comes Earnhardt down pit lane. Big moment of the race. See, Terry Labonte looks like he's going to stay out, as is Chase Elliott. Chase struggling up there. Logano hits pit entry. The Rubbermaid 97 exit his pit box and all around 1 and 2 on the access road. Where does he blend out with the number 3? Jeff Gordon, Bill Elliott, Kyle Busch, Logano, Hamlin, all still on pit lane. Oh, wow. Look at that. They did it again on pit lane. Dale Sr. lost what will be eventual lead of this race. Has same pit crew skill of 76% on both Earnhardt and Kurt Busch, but impressive. He was able to pull that off. A 4.5 second lead. I don't understand that. He must have got held up. Jimmie Johnson back out. Lap down. Here's Mark Martin. He pit just recently up to 5th. Now 4th. Looking Bobby Labonte. I'll put him up to 3rd. Oh, wow. Comes Terry Labonte. Fresh set of tires on this Cornflakes Chevrolet. Cooking around turn 4, trying to catch up to Mark Martin. Bobby Labonte, only 23 laps on his tires. He's happy to stay out on track as long as possible. Oh wow, look at the run for the 5 car off of turn 2. Terry's there, and he's gonna have a spot, I think, off of 4. Mark Martin fights back. He's got new tires also. Not as new, but they should be able to make this pass on the 18 into 1. Oh! Bobby cutting off Terry here in Texas. And now Terry Labonte up to 3rd. Meanwhile, the gap for the lead has come down significantly. Kurt Busch having to waste some time with Harry Gant and Richard Petty. Cannot seem to get by. We are 69 laps to go, this time by 97 and 43 side by side. Not forward position though. Forward position to go a little further back to this guy, the number 3. He's closed the gap now. Another second that time by. Richard Petty on a mission to get the lead back. We got Mark Martin and Joey Logano 3rd and 4th, and Terry Labonte in 5th. That's about a second back. Let's go on board with Earnhardt. Oh. Not sure if got the wall there, but big check up off of 2. The run that Earnhardt's getting off the corner. Side by side into one, almost contact between Petty and Waltrip. Now going to the high side. 1.5 second back from Kurt Busch. Down the front stretch, can Earnhardt close up to Kurt Busch and get that lead back? A great race here today so far. Only one caution for debris. Few two cautions, sorry, but both for debris. One out of the pits, we had equipment left in the apron, and another for debris down the backstretch after multiple cars made contact with the outside wall, and now Matt Kenseth looking pretty quick at the moment. As the lead down to 0.7 for Kurt Busch. Go back above. So lead group. You go further back, Logano. There's Mark Martin, Bobby Allison, Chase Elliott, Terry Labonte. Right to the rear bumper of Darrell Waltrip. Darrell running 25th. There's Kurt Busch looking back at that group of cars. Sees that Earnhardt Sr. is clearing them. Fresh tires on Kenseth. And Darrell Waltrip as well. So we should see maybe Darrell get by Kurt Busch, but the gap for the lead is now all but diminished. It's less than a second at this point, half a second off of turn 2. Darrell Waltrip's going the inside of Kurt Busch, and Carl Edwards the inside of Earnhardt Sr. So both guys set up the track for a moment. You can see Earnhardt, I think, just being patient at this moment. But patience is about to run out as you see 3 car to the outside. Oh, Clint Boyer on the inside is coming out of pit lane. Tense battle here through 3 and 4. 60 laps to go as they cross the line. Definitely puts him in the window. Make it on. One more stop from here. For the lead, outside, Earnhardt on Kurt Busch into turn 3, while Clint Boyer is all over the rear bumper. Giving care for the battle for the lead, and doesn't really need to when he's trying to get his lap back. There goes Clint Boyer and Earnhardt to the inside in turn 1. That should do it. Number 3 takes the lead. You see pulling away. Earnhardt off of 4. Already growing the lead to a half second himself. Went 4/10 quicker that lap than the 97. Logano's 3rd. Not sure if he'll have enough time to catch back up. Kurt Busch, though, got a good run off of 2, and keeps tabs for the time being. Oh, David Pearson must have had damage. 3 laps down. Kurt Busch coming back on Earnhardt. Battle for the lead, shaping up here for the close to final 50 laps. Both these guys very hungry for a win. Borderline on desperation for both of them. And Earnhardt grows the lead back open momentarily as David Pearson enters the fight for a moment. Faster car. Look at the marbles there. 3 and 4. Off turn forward through the quad oval. There's Earnhardt Sr. followed by David Pearson, who is a few laps down. Next car in your shot there is Kurt Busch. This could hurt Earnhardt if Pearson gets to the outside. Costs a bit of time. Cross the line one more time. Earnhardt leading the majority of this race. Maybe all but 20 laps to Kurt Busch. And then a few laps here and there to other drivers during the exchange and pit stops. Incredible run, though, for this 3 team. This is what we're used to seeing. Pearson, fresher tires, looking to get by. If you're Earnhardt, you might just let him by. No point in fighting too much there. Greg Biffle now getting by Jimmie Johnson as the first car a lap down. Should a caution come out? And Earnhardt again down into turn 1, just looking very composed out here. Calm, cool, and collected. Gap back to Kurt Busch, over half a second now. 3 seconds back to Logano. "20 cars on the lead lap. Darrell Waltrip, next car to potentially go a lap down, but he is quite a ways up the track ahead of Earnhardt Sr. No concern at the moment. And with 50 to go here at the line, time is ticking down for these drivers to make a run and take a shot at the lead. Kurt Busch, however, looks like he found something that lap. A little quicker for the 97. Might even be picking up a slight amount of toe down this back straightaway. See what he puts together this time by. It looks like it'll be fairly comparable to the last lap, but I do feel like there is some time creeping down for Kurt Busch. Yeah, 800s that time by, so almost a 10th. There's the gap, first to second. Can Earnhardt pull it off? Well, it'll be a well-deserved win. He's able to do it. And we are getting reports of debris off in turn 3. Cars are having to go But we are seeing debris up in the marbles of turn 3 and gonna have to bring the caution out here on lap 203. 203 of 250. Yellow is out. Huge reset. Greg Biffle will get the lucky dog. And then anyone within the top 10 will also get the waiver. Actually, well, there's Greg Biffle in the National Guard 16. I imagine we will see everybody down pit lane. I don't know if anybody has recently pit. That could be huge. But I don't believe anybody in contention. Big caution with less than 50 laps to go here at Texas.
There's 3 seconds before the pace car.
Kurt Busch has been incredible on pit stops here today. Can they take the lead back here one more time?
Pace car is 19 seconds
Earnhardt
forward.
staying out. Logano staying out. Oh my gosh. They know they still need one more stop. Wow. Some cars taking a risk. Getting to the front of the field. Let's take a look here. Bubba Wallace off pit lane.
We got 4 seconds until the pace car. We got 19 seconds until pace car.
Hang on, we're not going green.
All right, so everyone in the top 10 has been cycled back through. Have a restart with, looks like 43 laps to go. Not this time by, but we'll get one more caution lap. Let's take a look at where everyone stands at the moment and where they started on the pole and led most of the race. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Been an incredible run from the 3 car. Definitely deserves this win.
We have 4 seconds to the pace car.
Just a matter of, will he get it done? Logano to his outside, started 5th, running 2nd. Chase Elliott's had an amazing run, been in the top 5 all day. Kurt Busch, bad
20
pit
seconds
stop.
to pace car.
Started 26th, back to 5th. He's been up in top 2 for most of the race. Truex, 34th to 6th. What a job by him getting up through the field. I don't know if he had a good pit stop or what, but that is an incredible jump Oh, a lot of these guys actually, if I recall. Sorry, yeah, did not take tires. So only to Kurt Busch. He is the first. Yeah. So with 43 laps to go, they cannot make it the rest of the way. And I think that's part of the reasoning they didn't stop. However, it's banking on holding the position with these cars with the new tires, being able to hold them off. Going green here in just a moment. Fuel making its way through 3 and 4.
We got 3 seconds till pace car.
We do have quite a few
Focus
cars
now.
a lap down.
19 seconds to pace
Cale
car.
Labonte back to 15. Too bad
Pace
for
car
him.
entered the pit.
He's having such a good run. Green flag is out. Earnhardt leads him down across the start-finish line. Logano second. Chase Elliott trying to get by into turn 1. 3 wide as they fan out into turn 2. Logano losing a ton of spots on that outside line. Not the place to be on restarts. Still 3 wide through 3 and 4. See Ken Schrader getting up in the mix. Field sprawls out again through 1 and 2. Kurt Busch up to second. Kurt Busch is almost there to the lead. Was it the right call for Earnhardt to stay out? Very risky. Here comes the pass. See the view from Chase Elliott on board. Flying down into turn 3. Truex now up to 4th himself. You could turn this into a top 5 day. Maybe even a win. So we're at 40 laps to go. This just about puts them in the window. Kurt Busch one more time, high side. He's gonna get there. He's gonna have to complete the pass though. On board with Truex Jr. Closing up in. There's Kyle Busch. Oh wow. Earnhardt's in deep trouble here. Kyle Busch, we thought was written off at one point in this thing. All of a sudden back now for the lead. Your points leader about to upset the whole party. Saw this in the IndyCar Legend Racing Series a week ago at the Indy 500 where Greg Moore gets, points leader gets the double points win and now taking off with a championship lead. And Kyle Busch replicate that in a sense, though not double points here, could definitely capitalize. Oh, Earnhardt's in trouble now, going way high in 1 and 2. It's going to give Kurt Busch and Truex a good run. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, these 4 cars all on fresh tires. So field go by, looks like, not sure what's going on here. '16 car, let's take a look. Looked like struggling here.
P24 number 12 Bobby Allison has a black flag.
Some damage here to Greg Biffle. It's coming off turn 2. Goes up. Oh, heavy contact. See if he can make it to pit lane. And down pit lane. Let's take a look here. Where's Bobby Allison? Still getting repairs done. Heartbreak Hotel. There goes Logano. Pit stops have started. Look at the damage to Ricky Rudd. Earnhardt Sr. final stop. Let's go back to the front. Got 3 Gibbs cars. 1, 2, 3. Hamlin, Truex, Kyle Busch. You got Rusty Wallace. And I believe, yeah, that's Kurt Busch there in 5th. Chase Elliott down pit lane. See if we can find Earnhardt one more time, see where he's at. Clean air. This is going to be huge. 29.910 that last time by for Earnhardt. Is the fastest lap of the race. And this could be the fastest lap this time by. $29.974, not the fastest, but flying, and Logano put in his quickest of 30.027. Now catching the traffic. Dale Jarrett doesn't have to pit yet. So now how does this all play out? Back to Kyle Busch here. Trying to get the lead from Denny Hamlin before they make their final stops. And I'm not seeing Kurt Busch anymore, so let's see if we can find Kurt Busch. Back to 9th. Having a bit of trouble. Oh, Kulwicki almost gets into his rear. Almost falling out of the top 10. Trying to get his rhythm back down the backstretch. As Harvick and Yarborough in front of him, Kulwicki and Davey Allison behind. Get Dale Jr. up to 6th following Bill Elliott. It's a great run for Jr. if he can finish up here in the top 10.
Number 3 Dale Earnhardt Sr. needs to pit for repairs.
Earnhardt Sr. has damage. No way. What happens here? Off turn 2. Up the wall. Just barely bounces off it. It's enough to end the day for the 3 car. Oh man, he's dominated this race. That is unbelievable. So the de facto leader on that strategy now is either Clint Bowyer or Joey Logano. So I got Chase Elliott in the mix for that. Wow. Hamlin, Kyle Busch. Look at Rusty Wallace running fourth. Great run for him today. A lot of these guys really snuck up out of the woodwork and showed up when it mattered most. Track temp, 86 degrees. Interesting to see if Earnhardt gets back on track. I don't know if the damage was too significant, but at this point, he's already a few laps down. Only 25 laps to go. There's the gap up front. More than half a second now for Hamlin. We'll have one more stop. It will be a quick stop because they do not need a full tank of fuel. But they likely would take tires. Unless there's like 2 laps to go, you could take a real short stop. On board with Rusty Wallace behind the 3 Gibbs cars down the backstretch. Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. I don't know if we've ever had a top 3 sweep, a podium sweep of one team in either Stock Car Championship Series or IndyCar Legend Series. So this could be a big moment. Four wide off of turn 2. Wow. Jimmie Johnson racing hard back there. Let's take a look at Jimmie when we can. Back on the lead lap and not messing around. Back up to the front here. Let's see. 12th place now for Jimmie Johnson. Looks like Bobby Labonte, he made his final stop. There's Mark Martin. Oh, he was trying to get to the pit lane. David Pearson's on his rear bumper, not letting him get there. Oh, wow, what a moment. And everyone down pit lane suddenly. All right. Now, Chase Elliott, he pit a bit ago. He's clear and good. Joey Logano, he's clear. So this is, I think, the battle for the lead. Bobby Labonte is catching these guys 4 seconds back. Now, Bobby Labonte is going to catch these guys and probably pass them pretty soon. There's all the other leaders on the inside of the track. Got Cale Yarborough, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick. There we go, Rusty Wallace. These guys are actually out ahead. So not... Logano and Chase Elliott are not going to get by these guys. Go a little further. Got Bill Elliott out of the pits, ahead of Rusty Wallace. There's Earnhardt Jr. Battle for the lead. Right here. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, 2.5 seconds back to Bill Elliott and Rusty Wallace. This is it, under 20 to go. I wonder what happened to Truex. Take a look, see if we can find him real quick. Oh, wow. 15th. He got stuck in a whole bunch of traffic in that pit cycle. So a lot of cars all dove down simultaneously, and when that happens, you just get stacked up as cars try to enter their boxes. Kyle Busch, though, taking the lead. Your points leader. Looking to add to the gap he has over Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie's currently 12th. Might be able to crack the top 10 by the time it's said and done. Denny Hamlin out of the outside. These guys swap in the lead. Gotta be careful though. Bill Elliott and Rusty Wallace in the foreground. Or in the background. Those guys could catch up if they race too hard here. Appears the sun has completely left the track now. At 7:18 p.m. here in Fort Worth, Texas. On a Saturday night in April. Hamlin, huge run off of turn 2. He's going to get to the inside and make this pass with 15 laps to go. Very nice move. Passing not going to be easy here towards the end of this race, so moves like that could be the last pass for the lead. On board with Kyle Busch. See the clouds, the sun set behind the grandstands. See lining up his teammate for one more run at the lead. Trying to preserve his tires the final 10 laps. 22 cars currently on the lead lap. Last one being Terry Labonte, who had a great run all day and kind of faded late. Earnhardt Sr. definitely deserved the win of this race, but even with the strategy, I don't know it would have been his to win. Might have been around 10th when it was said and done, but instead he will end up finishing, looks like, last. Oh my god, that is just devastating. Kyle Busch continues his pursuit here. 1.6 is all that's back to Bill Elliott. It's not a far reach that they will get to the leaders. But that time by, both the Gibbs cars running a top record. And time's running out, 10 to go at the line. This time by Denny Hamlin, the current leader, for his first win on the year. Good battle here. Oh, Tony Stewart actually multiple laps down, so it's really just between Junior and Harvey. Back to the front. See Denny Hamlin cruising now. Sun's back out a bit through 1 and 2, peeking through the grandstands. Back on board with Kyle Busch, looking ahead at the leader. 3/10 ahead. Hasn't been able to make much ground. Just kind of hanging about 2 or 3 car lengths back of Hamlin. It's been the same back with Rusty Wallace and Bill Elliott, too. Those guys just kind of holding, like, the front two. Can't quite get to the rear bumper. Excuse me. The wrong driver button there, but back to the front. Kyle Busch lost 0.2 that lap, and it's like he'll lose a 10th, gain a 10th lap to lap. Hamlin off 4, looking good, keeping it clean. Another 10th that lap for the 11. Yeah, Kyle Busch losing time now. Off turn 2. See the gap now up to nearly a second for the lead. Rusty Wallace losing touch with Bill Elliott as well. Bill Elliott may catch Kyle Busch for second. By the time this is all said and done, we got 3 to go at the line. Bill Elliott's car finding its stride here in the last 10 laps. Great shot from our helicopter cam. Be 2 to go at the line. I don't know if he has enough now. Kyle Busch runs a little high. One and a half seconds to the leader, Denny Hamlin. Bill Elliott with another run. Might have a shot here down the backstretch to pick up a few tenths. Denny Hamlin off of turn 4 though. Gets the white flag. Lap 250 underway here at Texas. Hamlin showed up late on a strategy call and paid off in the end. I wouldn't say he stole this one, but outsmarted everyone and coming away with a huge victory. The 11 car here at Texas Motor Speedway. Denny Hamlin takes the checker flag in the Stock Car Championship Series. Second place, Kyle Busch. Third, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Dale Jr., your top 5. See Kurt Busch coming home about 10th place. 12th or so for Jimmie Johnson. And go further back, Joey Logano and Chase Elliott did not work out for them. What a win for Denny Hamlin. His first of the year. Maybe had one before, so not many wins on Hamlin's career as of yet, but that was a big one and will certainly vault him in the point standings.
Slow sector 2.
Imagine, yeah, Kyle Busch will continue his points lead as Jimmie Johnson finishing 12th. So we'll get those updated for you before the next race, which will take place in, let me get this pulled up 1 second, be 2 weeks' time. And next race being at the Indianapolis Grand Prix, so the road course at Indy, which will then be followed by the first of our Twin Checkered Challenge double points, 4 races on the season.
Sector 2 is slow.
The Indianapolis Oval. So next 2 races will take place at the Brickyard, one of them being double points. A lot at stake. Let's go ahead and run back through this race, though, and find the incidents that took place. Contact between Jarrett and Biffle off of turn 2. That was a big one. So I guess can't go further back. Here's Earnhardt and Clint Bowyer. Ooh. So don't get a full look back, unfortunately. See if we can save the replay and take a look back at it then. But great race. Denny Hamlin with the win. Kyle Busch second. Bill Elliott third. That's your top 3. Rusty Wallace fourth. Earnhardt Jr. fifth. Harvick sixth. Davey Allison seventh. Cale Yarborough eighth. Darrell Waltrip ninth. And Kurt Busch your top 10. Let's take a look here. See who we should have for driver of the day. Earnhardt Jr. up 17 spots. 19 for Harvick. Truex. He was up 21, only finished 13th, but was at the front towards the back. I think we'll give it to Truex here today. Let's keep looking though. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt Jr., the driver of the day. So great race. Again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with the IndyCar Legend Racing Series at Road America. So be sure to tune in for that. And then 2 weeks' time, back again for the Stock Car Championship Series at Indianapolis Road Course. This was the Stock Car Championship Series from Texas Motor Speedway. Your winner, Denny Hamlin. See you next time, and have a great rest of your weekend.